Today I am going to be talking to you guys about my skincare routine, as you can probably tell from the title. So a couple weeks back I actually made a review video on a bunch of makeup products that I got from the brand Arbonne, and specifically stated in that video that a couple of weeks later I was going to be making a Arbonne skincare review video. So I kind of changed my mind about that because I thought a better idea was to actually tell you guys about my current skincare routine. So I thought that would be a whole lot more useful for you guys and a lot more interesting too. So for a quick background on my skin, I do have normal to dry skin, and so throughout the entire year mostly it is normal, and then throughout the winter it does get a little bit dry. It doesn't get overly dry to the point where it's super like patchy and flaky, but it does get more dry than usual. So I am going to start off by telling you guys about my routine during the evenings, and so that actually starts with, of course, removing my makeup. I don't wear makeup every single day, but on the days that I do, the product that I really like to use is from Garnier. So that is going to be the Garnier Skin Active Micellar Water, and I have this in the one with the blue cap, which is the waterproof version, because most of the time I am wearing waterproof mascara. And in my opinion, one of the hardest things to remove makeup wise is mascara. So I'll just read to you really quick what it says on the bottle, and it says, all-in-one cleansing water, dissolves waterproof makeup and cleanses and refreshes. No rinse, all skin types, even sensitive. And you can also use this for your whole face, your eyes, as well as your lips. So it does have just a whole bunch of claims right there on the front of the bottle, most of which I do believe to be true, other than the no rinse formula. And that is simply because I find once I sort of have removed my makeup and I'm going in with my cleanser, it does still feel kind of like there's an oily film on my skin before I go in with my cleanser. So I would not recommend using this as a makeup remover as well as a cleanser. I would cleanse afterwards. So there is actually 2 layers to the product where it sort of separates once it's been sitting for a while. So you do have to shake it up pretty good before you use it. But that's pretty much it. I find it takes off my makeup really, really well actually, and I don't seem to have too much tugging or pulling at the eyes when I'm removing my makeup. It gets it off pretty quick, and I really, really do love this. This is my second bottle, and I'm pretty much almost done with this one too. So when I'm done this one, I am probably going to buy a third bottle. So after I have removed all of my makeup, I go in with my cleanser, and the cleanser I am using at the moment, and I have been using for the past 2 months now, is the Arbonne FC5 Hydrating Cleanser and Freshener, and this is the one for normal to dry skin. So a quick background on the skincare from Arbonne, specifically the FC5 range. I do have the little booklet here, so I am just going to quickly read to you what they say about the FC5 range, because they describe it obviously better than I can. So basically it just says FC5, our fresh cell technology, encapsulates fresh cells from 5 fruits and vegetables to help maintain the radiance of healthy looking skin. So basically it is just like a super basic skincare routine kind of product. There isn't anything specifically in it targeting things like, you know, anti-aging or anything like that. So it's very, very basic, and that's something that I really enjoy. So like I said, I have been using it for the past 2 months now. I did want to use it for a full 4 to 6 weeks before actually mentioning it on my channel, because I know you have to wait at least 4 to 6 weeks to really see if there's any results, see if you like it, and if it works for your skin. And the good news is I do really like it, and I have actually seen some positive results. As for consistency, it is kind of like a milky consistency, and it doesn't really lather all that much, but I personally don't mind that. So basically all I do is just make sure I get it all over my face, and then go in little circle motions from the top to the bottom of my face, and I make sure to do that for at least 60 seconds. When you are using something like a cleanser, you really want to make sure that all the stuff in the cleanser is having enough time to sort of clean your skin and really do what it's supposed to be doing. So after cleansing my skin and making sure everything is clean, all my makeup was removed, things like that, the one thing that I do probably about 2 to 3 times a week is exfoliate. So for my exfoliant, I am using the Body Shop Vitamin C Glow Boosting Microdermabrasion. I actually have had this, I think, for a couple of months now at least. I actually did a video on it. It's one of my first videos I ever did, was a Body Shop haul. so I have been using it ever since then. So the claims on the bottle do say that it is for dull, tired, grumpy looking skin. So basically it's just supposed to get rid of any of the extra stuff on your skin, like dead skin cells, things like that, and then also brighten your skin. So basically I just use this when the texture of my skin is looking particularly crappy. It does suggest to use it 2 times a week, and I definitely use it 2 to 3. I don't think I've ever used it more than 3, so I would definitely suggest 2 at least if you're doing something like this. So I will definitely say that the claim to sort of brighten your skin is definitely true, and it is something that I notice immediately after using this product and rinsing it off of my skin. So basically after using this, my skin totally looks just a lot more brighter and more awake, if that makes sense. But the one thing that I love the most about this is how tiny and finely milled the granules in it are that you use for exfoliating your skin. I have had honestly quite a hard time in the past finding an exfoliant that my skin wasn't overly sensitive to and that my skin didn't react terribly to. So this is something that I really enjoy, and it's actually really affordable as well. And for this product, just like the cleanser, I do the same thing, and I make sure that I use it for at least 60 seconds just to make sure that everything is sort of exfoliated properly. So after doing all that, I do go in with a toner, and the toner that I'm using right now and the one I've been using for the past, I think about 8 or 9 months, I got it last December, is the Lush Breath of Fresh Air. To be honest with you guys, I don't really know what specifically this has done for my skin in terms of like really changing it in a positive way, other than the fact that it's a toner and it does what a toner is supposed to do and rebalances the pH in your skin. Other than that, I really do think that it smells really nice and kind of has a bit of a cooling effect on the skin when you use it. So I really like it, and the big bottle lasts you like what, 8 months, 9 months, and I'm only about, you know, 2/3 of the way through, and I definitely don't underuse it and I definitely don't overuse it. So I think that if you are interested in a toner, then definitely go check out Lush. I think they have 3 different kinds. So the last thing that I do in my skincare routine before going to bed at night is using an eye cream. So at the moment I am using the Arbonne FC5 Hydrating Eye Cream. Now I think you actually get a pretty good amount here because you really don't need to use a whole lot since you're just using it around the eyes. So that's a big bonus, especially because it is not the cheapest thing in the world, and the specific amount is 0.5 fluid ounces or 15 milliliters. So the claims on this one are just like any other eye cream from what I can tell. It's supposed to be hydrating and prevent any fine lines or wrinkles, as well as sort of help with dark circles. Now I honestly don't know if it has done that. I've been using it for the past 2 months just like I have with the cleanser, and maybe it's just not something that I really pay that much attention to, as well as I am very young, so I'm not going to be getting wrinkles within 2 months. At least I hope not. So basically the reason why I picked this up is because I've heard from so many different people it's really good to start using things like an eye cream or serums and things like that when you're in your sort of like young to mid 20s, because you want to start thinking about like anti-aging and things like that. At least that's what I hear. So I picked this up because, you know, people told me to. And also because I really just don't want to be that old lady like rocking in a rocking chair being like, man, these wrinkles are so bad, I should use that eye cream when I was 22. So whether that is true or not, I did pick this up, and so far, I mean, I guess I like it. It hasn't had any bad reactions with my skin, so we'll just kind of see how this goes. So honestly, I don't really have like a morning skin routine. The only thing that I really do in the morning is use a moisturizer as well as a sunscreen. So the moisturizer I'm using right now is the Arbonne FC5 Nurturing Day Lotion with SPF 20. One thing that I just really love about this moisturizer is that it has the SPF 20 in it. So when I put this on in the morning, I don't necessarily feel the need to put another sunscreen on top of it unless I am going out without makeup on and it's really sunny that day. Then I will put another sunscreen on top. But this is pretty much one of the only moisturizers for my face that I have used in a while that hasn't broken me out or clogged my pores too terribly. You also really don't need a lot of it. It is a pump system, so you only need one pump to cover your whole face, which equals to about like maybe less than a dime sized amount, which is not a lot, and I really enjoy that. So this moisturizer is part of the normal to dry part of the FC5 skincare range from Arbonne. I will mention to you guys, if you have oily or combination skin, they do have oily to combination skin products within the FC5 range. So just so everyone knows, on the bottle it does say N/D for normal to dry skin. So if you do pick up the one for combination oily skin, it will probably say something like C/O. I'm not sure because obviously I don't have those products. But if you guys are interested in picking up any of the FC5 range and you don't have normal to dry skin, they do have the combination oily skin products as well. So that is pretty much it for my normal skincare routine. I do have 3 products that I use sort of every now and then that I wanted to quickly mention. So one of the products that I use every now and again, probably maybe once a week, is the Mint Juleps Lip Scrub from Lush. And I really love this stuff specifically because it tastes like mint chocolate. I know they do have like, I think 2 or maybe even 3 other sort of like flavors of the lip scrub, but I personally was interested in the Mint Juleps. So basically I just use this on the days where my lips are feeling extra dry and chapped, and I do find that it really does help with removing any of the dead skin cells, and my lips definitely do look a little bit or a lot, depending on the day, better when I use this. So another product that I have been trying to use at least once a week, if I can remember to, is the Arbonne Sea Mud Face and Body Mask. So basically I just try to use this once a week, and I just put it all over my face, and I use a pretty generous amount, and it says to leave it on for 10 to 15 minutes on the face. I leave it on for 15 because I would like to have maximum results. Honestly, so far I don't think I've seen that many results from it. To be honest, when I put it on, it does kind of burn a little bit. That does go away. It's not like an intense, like I'm burning my skin off feeling, but it is a little warm and kind of uncomfortable for the first couple of minutes. So if you guys have really sensitive skin, like I have sensitive skin, but I know some people have more sensitive skin than I do, then maybe you wouldn't love this. And like I said, I really haven't noticed that many results from it yet. Also, I don't really remember to use it all the time, so that could be why. But I'm really going to try to use this way more often. And last but not least, a product that I have been using a whole bunch this summer, specifically on days where I am not wearing makeup, is the Arbonne Liquid Sunshine. And this is a mineral sunscreen broad spectrum SPF 30 for face. So first of all, can we just talk about how freaking adorable the packaging is? I love how it is just like bright yellow. I think it's super cute, and you definitely can't lose this either. It says it is water and sweat resistant for up to 80 minutes, which is pretty cool, but also I definitely think it makes my face look really greasy. But I think most sunscreens do that, so I'm just not going to complain. The really awesome thing about this sunscreen though, it is one of the only sunscreens I have ever used that has not completely broken out my face and given me terribly clogged pores, which is like my worst enemy. So you get 50 milliliters of product within this. I don't know if that's a whole lot for a sunscreen, but since you're only using it on your face, I don't think you need like a massive bottle either. But so far I do really like this sunscreen for my face, and once I'm finished with it, I actually might repurchase it too. So there you have it, guys. That is my everyday skincare routine. I really hope that you guys found this video useful or helpful or at least informative in some way. I do have some really exciting videos coming up very soon. One of them will either be posted before this video or 1 week after, and then I do have one that I'm really excited about that is either coming in the end of August or beginning of September. I'm not sure because I do have to wait for a specific product to ship to me. If you guys have any questions about my skincare routine or really anything at all, you can leave that in the comments down below, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, as it really honestly does help me out. It means the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye guys!